what we are told. We are told to be soft and gentle and delicate, but they are not taught how to handle precious items, which is often at our detriment. Being affectionate, it's not in the male vocabulary, but God forbid. If a woman is not this, one would think she was unfriendly, unsteady, intensely a bitch, acting incorrectly. We are told to be firm and stand up for our rights, but they are told not to support us in standing up for these rights. Even though things printed in legislation and carried out in public don't appear to be right, if it doesn't threaten the strength of a male, it remains out of sight, out of mind. And whenever a woman tries to bring these issues into the limelight, she's shut down, called a liar and unjustified. We are told to stop complaining because we have a few women sitting in government, which must mean that gender inequality is something misapplied. But trust me, mister, it's not enough to have female politicians who do not have the influence or power to have a voice without being called unqualified. We are told to simply say no when we feel our bodies being under threat. But they are not taught to listen to a girl when her legs are spread, widespread, and her cries of no and I don't want to suddenly makes their ears deaf. And yes, while sexual coercion and rape is an issue that affects both sexes, it's the female sex that has to worry about how to appropriately dress, how to carry herself against the opposite sex, what to do if she can't overcome the strength of a man who might be following her home or harassing her for a number so he can send a quick text. Thoughts of carrying pepper spray or a rape alarm suggest that under conditions of fear, women feel distressed and of the agency of their own bodies dispossessed. We are told to be strong and that our hard work is rewarded based on our merits. But let's be honest here, if we don't have a goatee, a suit, or most simply a dick, there's no way that a woman holds any presence. It's not enough for women to be strictly polite. They have to think as a man, walk like a man, grow a voice that's thick and ambition that's big. But due to factors beyond our control, the gender pay gap still exists. In Britain, the gap between male and females is 20%. We rank 5th in Europe alone. And we try and deceive ourselves that this pay gap has been addressed. There must be some sort of a disconnect. We tell ourselves that there's growing inequality and hopefully one day we will be equal to men. But they are taught to cement their hegemonic position, which disadvantages women over and over again. Gender inequality is something that overwhelms in all realms of reality, and to ignore its presence is a tragedy that perpetuates many women's realities and threatens their mortality in all its totality. We are told to be completely woman and love our features, but without these feminine features, how do we expect to be the stars in our own motion pictures? How do we expect to combat gender inequality if the thought of it causes one to shiver, causes women's voices to be reduced to a whisper, and a light to be reduced to a shimmer? What we must be told is not to make her magic dimmer, but how to make her womanness glitter. What we must be told is how to empower women so that their power can grow fiercer, configure our thinking so the bonds of gender equality get weaker and thinner. In society, it's common to treat gender inequality as getting bleaker. What we are told to do is accept it as it stands. What we are not told to do is scream for demands and show them that in our lives, women are capable of controlling their commands and making plausible demands. We are told to be completely woman and love our features, which we must do to explore deeper into gender inequality, question the concepts of equality, sex, and gender, and solidly combat such key words. What we are told is different to the realities that we are sold. But in order to make changes as men and women, we must grab hold of those reins and tell our stories that are sadly untold.